Hey guys, welcome back to another video. And today's video is what if Naruto had a leveling system, aka what if Naruto had solo leveling. I hope you guys enjoy. This is part 2. Like goal for this video is still 10 likes. Hope you guys enjoy. Like, subscribe, turn on notification, share it with your friends, and I'll see you guys in the video. What had I achieve? My mom is still in a coma. My sister will be alone if I die here. But other than that, I have nothing else. I have no friends. I mean, I do have Gigi, but he's the Hokage. He has to worry about everyone. So what's the problem if I just die here? Naruto would say, as he would be embedded into the wall. The giant snake would actually slap him right when he ran into the wall, making him stuck there. As Naruto would be bleeding from internal bleeding. As he would look at the wolf's fang in his hand. This little dagger. What can he do with it to even kill this massive snake? He'll look up to see the snake heading right towards him at really fast speeds. He knows that it's about to headbutt him even deeper in the wall. It might even kill him, as he would just stare at it. Should I just let it hit me? Naruto was about to drop the wolf's fang until he remembered that he still has those people he just talked about. He'll figure out a way to make his mom out of the coma. Mito will have a bigger brother to look up to, and he will take the hat from Gigi. As he would look up at the snake with more determination in his eyes than he ever had before, as he would jump out of the wall, dodging the snake's headbutt, making the snake head get stuck in the wall, as he would use the wolf's fang to try to scratch it, as he would stab it inside the skin, as he would fall down, making a deep slash into it. The snake would roar out, breaking its head out of the wall, sending rubble everywhere, as one of it would hit Naruto in the leg, making him lose balance in the air as he would start to flip uncontrollably. While flipping uncontrollably, he would notice the snake would move its head closer to him, about to take a huge bite, as Naruto would grab the Tanto out of his inventory, setting it up as the snake would bite down, Tanto getting stabbed up its mouth, not killing it yet, as Naruto would manage to dodge the bite. Landing on the floor hard, he would roll on the ground as he would stab the wolf's fang to stop his momentum. Standing up, he would look at the snake as the snake would stare back at him. Both staring at each other, the snake would make the first move as Naruto would think of a plan. One, he is very small compared to the snake, but he is not faster, not stronger, but much smarter as Naruto started running around, dodging the snake, making the snake follow him all over the place. Thanks to his chakra control that he has learned thanks to Gigi, because he did give him a scroll, and the leveling system, he did increase a lot of stuff, so I guess that makes sense. Anyways, he'd run on the wall, because never mind, I won't explain it. He's just running on the wall, okay? He'd run across the entire arena until he would stop realizing there's no way else to run in a corner. He looked back as the snake was about to take a huge bite until it stopped like mere inches from his face. Naruto would smile as he would look around the snake to see its entire body wrapped around the pillars all around it. Naruto would smile as he would walk past the snake, trying to still eat him, as he would point at the pillars. Looks like you got yourself tied up. As the snake would roar at Naruto, Naruto would think of how to kill it. He has it stuck. He can't really do anything with this, as Naruto would think. Then he realized that he could probably just destroy the entire thing and wait for it to kill the snake. As Naruto would be walking around, the snake could still continue to try to kill him, as this is what he wants. Soon he would see cracks in the pillars as he would smile. Walking up the stairs, the snake would actually try to bite him, its head in the stairway, as suddenly the entire pillar, or all the pillars, would break, making the entire room fall, crushing it. The snake spitting out blood, as Naruto would be covered in its blue blood, as he would stare at the snake's dead body. Eventually he would disappear in particles, as it would say that Naruto has killed the boss, Blue Fang Kasuga, or whatever it is. As Naruto would see, he got rewards. Going through it, he would see the snake fang, which is another dagger, but it has a plus, or it does a lot of damage and a poison effect to it. As he would smile as he had equipped both of them, now he has 2 daggers in his arsenal. Eventually he would leave as he would check the other things. He did get a lot of points, so he would upgrade all of his stats, especially strength and health, but he's realized that he needs a lot of health and durability. So he would upgrade those. Chakra, he doesn't need to upgrade that. Stamina and speed are pretty good already, so he just leave. When he left, everyone would be staring at him as he would just be walking through Konoha, covered in this blue blood, which they don't really know what it is, because no animal in this world has blue blood, other than an octopus, but you know, there's no octopus in the Naruto anime. I don't know why I'm going off. Anyway, as Naruto would walk over to his apartment, or did I give him an apartment? I think I did. Okay, he has an apartment. He'd walk into his apartment as he'd see Mito running up to him, but stop before hugging him as he'd, be covered in the blood. As she would cover nose, ew, why you smell weird? As Naruto would laugh as he would say he would take a shower. Freak. I need to remember it. Okay, so Mito is 3. Naruto, I would say Naruto is... He's in the academy. Yes, he's in the academy. He is 8. Yeah. I probably messed up the entire, aging and Mito's. And never mind, just think about it. It's like, never mind. Naruto, 8. And Mito is 3. So yeah. She goes into... Is there even a preschool in Naruto? Never mind. As Naruto would eventually finish his shower, and walking out, you'd see that Mito is trying to cook some instant ramen, as Naruto would help her out, heating up the water and putting it in the bowls, as they'd eat, while Mito would explain her day to Naruto. Naruto would chuckle at every story she would say, and eventually night would fall. Naruto would tuck Mito in, as he would go off in the streets exploring. I still don't know what the ship is. Comment down what the ship should be. I don't know what it is, so you guys pick. Naruto would walk to the hospital as he would sit next to his mom still in a coma, as he'd be thinking, this system has a lot of benefits to it. So there has to be an item which can heal someone, right? He'd be thinking about it as suddenly the message would pop up saying that there was an item that could heal his mom, as he would ask where it is, but it would say he's not high enough level to even go there yet. Naruto would be saddened at this, but he would continue on. He would explore his skill tree. That's what I'm calling it, a skill tree. As then he would see a locked part. Confused, he would click on it, but it would be locked. As above it says chakra. Naruto would be confused because he already has chakra, and he's been leveling up a lot of stuff. A lot of chakra control things and stuff. And there are also elements, so he can unlock nature elements in the skill tree. He just has to unlock the things to make the element. Like if he wanted ice release, he would have to level up wind and water release really high before he can use that. There's wood style, swift release, all that stuff. As Naruto's main goal would be swift release, which would increase the player's speed by a lot, like a quick boost of speed, slow down everything while they're in the boost of speed so they can react faster, basically increasing everything in speed. Speed-based related things will be increased if he gets swift release. He'll be adding all of his points to get what he wants, and eventually he would run out and go back home and sleep. The next morning, Naruto would go to academy, do everything, blah blah blah, time skip all the way to graduation year. Naruto would be the age of 13, that's when they get released from the academy, I'm pretty sure. So Mito would be 8, I think. So 13, and that means Mito would be 8. Yeah, that was correct. Naruto would be leveling up a lot, and I'm talking a lot. He's level... Frick, what did I make him the level? He's level 67. No, 72. He's level 72. A lot of his stats are very high at this point. He's at least Jonin level right now. High tuning level right now. As Naruto would be really fast because he did unlock swift release. He also unlocked ice release because he thought that would be useful, only for the fact that he doesn't have to get ice when he's going to work out. He just has to bring a water bottle and just freezes that. Bam, instant ice. Anyways, Naruto would be sitting in his chair looking around as he would wonder what his teammates would be. He is not the worst in the class, but he is the worst in the class. He gets barely. so he's still passing, but barely. As Naruto would be sitting, he would hear Iruka's speech, as he did have to deal with Mizuki. It was pretty easy for Naruto to deal with Mizuki, but he did learn the Shadow Clone Jutsu, which does help him a lot. As Naruto, while listening to Iruka, would actually think of an idea. He figured out that the Shadow Clones would give back information, but can they give him skills? So if he tells his Shadow Clone to do a mission for him, and he comes back, will he gain the skills and the skill points? Naruto will have to test that out later. Eventually, Iruka would finish and shout out all the teams, and of course, Team 7 would be the same, especially with Sakura. Sakura. I'll try to make her useful this time. Keyword being tried. Anyways, Naruto would, raise an eyebrow. As you remember Kakashi, because he did get some training from Kakashi, because, he's just walking around the entire village, getting some small dungeon keys, sometimes medium. And Kakashi would just see him every time covered in new types of blood. And he would ask that eventually, and Naruto would say that he's just painting. So he did get some training. Kakashi would say he's like high tuning, so that's why Naruto ranks himself up high tuning, so he feels like he shouldn't even be in a getting team. He's very kind of arrogant. Not as arrogant as Sasuke, but he does have arrogance in his blood. So he would wait for Kakashi. Everyone else already left, as Sakura would try to get Sasuke on a date, while Naruto just listening on this. Looking through the skill tree, he would see that there would be more, and he still hasn't unlocked a lot of the new chakra. Or he didn't unlock the Nine Tails chakra, because, Mizuki did tell him about the Nine Tails, which did unlock that section of the skill tree. He'd look through all the skills he can have, but all of them say must be requested, which didn't make sense for him. So he assumed that he has to ask the Nine Tails to unlock these skills for him, but he doesn't know how that works yet. As Naruto looked through it, he would see at the very last of the Kurama, it does say, the Nine Tails' name, so it would be the Kurama's chakra part of the skill tree, as he would see KCM2 in it. Not knowing what that is, he would try to click and see the description, but it wouldn't even let him do that. So he would just focus on his regular chakra skill tree, which is almost filled already. He'd walk up to the roof, because, Kakashi did eventually arrive, and they would do the introduction to each other. Sasuke, Sakura being the same, Naruto's would be the same, but less information given. He just said he wanted to become... No, his goal was not to become Hokage. It was to make his mom wake up from the coma, take care of his sister. He likes ramen, he likes his sister, he likes his mom, he likes Gigi. He likes to train and get skill points. He said that by accident. Everyone was confused. He dislikes arrogant people, even though he is kind of arrogant himself. He dislikes people who look down on him. He dislikes betrayers. All the normal stuff. As Kakashi would take all this in and tell them that the final test would be tomorrow, which would make them all confused. But we already did the test, as Kakashi would look at Sakura, who asked the question, as Kakashi would explain that the test was to see if you're ready for a test, making not all of them sweat drop. Kakashi would explain what the test is, or not explain, but tell them that it's only a 36% chance of success. Don't eat breakfast unless you want to throw up. Thanks to Naruto's skill tree, he was able to figure out Kakashi was lying, so he would eat breakfast the next morning. Also, his sister is in the academy as well. So when Naruto got home, his sister congratulated Naruto on getting on the team, as he would, spend time with his sister and spend time with his mom, which is in a coma. So he would sit there telling his story, or what happened today. It's quite sad, actually. Well, the next day, Naruto would walk over to the training ground 3 hours late, just like Kakashi. As Kakashi would be surprised when he saw Naruto walking to the training ground with him, as he would ask why isn't he there. Naruto would say that he already figured out that Kakashi would be late, so he might as well be late as well. As Kakashi would give an eye smile, they eventually arrive at the training ground, seeing Sakura trying to ask out Sasuke. Shit, didn't I say that would make Sakura better? Alright, she still has a crush on Sasuke. I'll make some character development. I'll try. Sakura would yell at Kakashi and Naruto for being late, as Naruto would explain to them why aren't they late as well, because, they know that Kakashi's gonna be 3 hours late, so why don't they just come out 3 hours late? As Kakashi would say, well, I don't recommend doing that, because there could be a very important thing, and I might be there early. Naruto would scoff, saying, when you're here early, I'll be dead, as Kakashi would give an ice bow. Eventually, Naruto would walk over with the rest of his teammates, as Kakashi would hold out bells. Well, the test is pretty simple. You see these 2 bells? Just get them from me and you'll pass, as Sakura raised an eyebrow. Yes, I know there is only 2 bells because one of you will be leaving. Sakura realized that one of them will be leaving, and that could be her because Naruto seemed to be different now. When Kakashi arrived and said meet on the roof, Naruto disappeared in the sunshine because that is on the skill tree and he did learn that. Basically, every single jutsu is in the skill tree. Yeah, that's how OP the skill tree is right now. If Naruto unlocks wind release, he unlocks every single wind style jutsu, or he doesn't unlock it, but he's able to unlock all the wind style jutsus. It's the same with the other elements as well. Pretty OP skill tree if you ask me. As there also is a chakra section where you can learn chakra based abilities like clone, replacement, all that stuff, like body flicker, all that. As Sakura realized that she has to try her hardest to actually get the bells. Kakashi would set a timer on the ground as he would ring it, as he'd count down to 3. When reaching 3, all of them left except Naruto. Naruto would stare at Kakashi raising an eyebrow. The first thing of being a shinobi is to hide, right? As Naruto would chuckle, as he would put up his favorite hand sign. Not his favorite hand sign because he doesn't do this anymore. He put up the cross with his fingers as 2 more Narutos would appear, which would surprise Kakashi as they would run towards Kakashi. Kakashi would dodge the 2 clones, actually doing pretty good in taijutsu because Naruto had to fight a bunch of monsters, so you would expect that his experience as a fighter has increased a lot. Kakashi be surprised of how tactical Naruto is actually fighting him right now, especially the 2 clones right now. He hasn't been able to hit one of them, and these shadow clones only go out with 1 hit, so this would actually hurt Kakashi's pride a little bit, but he's not going all out either, so he'd eventually be able to burst the clones. Naruto right in front of him, right after the clone shadow or clone smoke would disappear, Kakashi would grab Naruto's fist, flipping him over, slamming him on the ground as he'd poof, making more shadow clone smoke appear. Kakashi realized that the clone smoke was actually his idea, as Naruto would equip a Tanto as he would dash into the smoke. Kakashi would eventually sense his chakra because Naruto still hasn't learned how to suppress his chakra. He's only been able to learn how to control it, so he doesn't know anything about suppression of chakra yet, but he will eventually. Kakashi would dodge the Tanto, which you'd be surprised by because he didn't sense any chakra of a seal like opening up where Naruto can grab a Tanto. He didn't come in with a Tanto, so this would surprise Kakashi as he would bring out a kunai and Naruto and Kakashi would go into a kunai Tanto battle. Kakashi obviously used the Tanto before because he was in Anvu Black Ops. I think he was. Yeah, he was. So, his Kenjutsu is far better than Naruto's. Sakura and Sasuke to watch would be amazed at Naruto's skill with the Tanto, as, Naruto's still not as skilled enough with the Tanto, and not enough experience, so Kakashi would beat him in that, as Naruto, you'll get sent flying, crashing into a tree. Kakashi was about to run up and, pin him there, but he disappeared in the shadows, which would surprise him, as Naruto would not be found anywhere. Kakashi would think that Naruto would decide to finally hide, so he would bring out his orange book. He did put it away and start reading again. Sakura and Sasuke would be surprised as they would go back to their own, thinking of a plan to get the bells. While Sakura was thinking, she would suddenly feel fingers tapping on her shoulder. She would look up to see Naruto. She'd about to scream, but Naruto covered her mouth, saying if she wants to give out their location. As Sakura would shake her head no, Naruto would let go of her mouth as she would start breathing again. How did you get here? As Naruto would shrug as he would get on the floor as well with Sakura. What's your plan? As Sakura raised an eyebrow. What? What's your plan to get the bells? As Sakura would think, well, your shadow clone smoke did do a lot of, or was very beneficial. So if you did a lot of that, me and Sasuke can, as Naruto would finally realize that this was a teamwork test. None of them could even beat a Jonin. Not even Naruto, even though I'm literally holding him back at this moment. Because now that I'm thinking about it, he could probably, no, he cannot, never mind. But he is getting held back a lot. He still hasn't used fifth release. Shit. Yeah, I am holding back. He still hasn't used that. I mean, I guess he doesn't want to show Kakashi that he's a Kekkei Genkai, even though Naruto could unlock Kekkei Genkais. He's not able to unlock, like, actual dojutsu, though. He's able to unlock chakra-based Kekkei Genkai, like lava release, particle release, all that stuff, because he has to learn the elemental jutsus first before. You know, I'm explaining too much, okay? As Naruto realized that they all need to work together, as Naruto would say, continue. As Sakura would say, well, the clone smoke could be a good diversion. You and Sasuke can fight him, and since Sasuke is far better than you, as Naruto would get a sweat drop at that. As Sakura continue, Kakashi would be too busy fighting, and I can like sneak up from behind, grabbing the bells or something like that. As Naruto would nod his head. Sounds like a plan. As you disappear, as Sakura would be surprised, as Sasuke would be thinking about his own plan, till he felt the branch that he was sitting on would lean farther right. As Sasuke would look over, he would see Naruto standing there. Sasuke was very confused on how he got there, but he wouldn't say anything. As Naruto would say, I got a plan. As Sasuke would raise an eyebrow, what do you mean plan? I'm gonna get the bells by myself. As Naruto would sigh, you seriously don't get it? As Sasuke would stare at Naruto with a death glare. What do you mean I don't get it? Just get the bells and you pass. Simple. As Naruto would shake his head. And they say you're a prodigy. As Sasuke was about to go argue with Naruto, as Naruto would say, tell me, you think you can be a Jonin? Sasuke, not being being arrogant but not stupid, would say, no, of course not. As Naruto would nod his head. So why would you think you could beat Kakashi? Sasuke would look over at Naruto, as he knows that Naruto is stronger than him, and if Naruto can't beat him, then he can't beat him. As Naruto would nod, exactly. So, the plan is, I'm gonna create Shadow Clone Smoke, you and me go in there, fight Kakashi, Sakura comes in from behind, grabbing the bells. Simple, right? Sasuke would nod as Naruto would say, good, don't fuck it up, as he would leave. Sasuke would sigh as he would get ready, as Naruto would appear in the opening again, as Kakashi would raise an eyebrow. Oh, you're back. As you put the book away, Naruto would realize that this might be harder than it looks, because he just put away his book. Naruto would pull out his Tanto again, as he'd make 50 clones, which would surprise Kakashi. As they would all run to Kakashi, this would cause a lot of clone smoke to pop up, and this would be the signal for Sasuke to run in. Sasuke would run in, which would surprise Kakashi, as he just sensed another chakra enter the smoke. He would block Sasuke's kicks and punches, as then he'd realize he had to fight Sasuke and Naruto, and both of them would actually have perfect teamwork somehow, as they'd be bouncing off each other, trying to do combos, but Kakashi's blocking them all. As Kakashi would continue to block, he'd suddenly feel something grab his leg. Looking down, he'd see Naruto's shadow clone, which is in the ground, which would surprise him as he would jump up in the air, and then Sasuke's fireball would finally reach his face, but he would substitute right at the right moment. Right when he substituted, the bell would ring, as all three of them would stand back in front of Kakashi. So Kakashi would paint a little bit, but he would just wear off. Dusting himself off from the dirt, he would look at them saying, well, did you get the bells? As Naruto would nod, which would surprise Kakashi because he thought they would say no, as he would look over to his side to see one bell missing. Naruto and Sasuke would be surprised as one bell would be missing. They thought that Sakura would actually fuck it up, but surprisingly she didn't. So they'd be happy about that, as Sakura would hold out the one bell she actually managed to grab. Kakashi would say, well, only one of you got the bell. So the two of you would be sent back to the academy. All of them would be surprised, as Sasuke would give a death glare to Kakashi and Naruto, as Naruto said, no. As Kakashi would laugh. Well, it seems you figured it out. This was a teamwork test, and I'm happy to say you guys passed. Kind of. As Naruto would smile, as Sasuke would stop staring at Naruto. Guess you're right. As Sakura would jump in the air, Kakashi would say, well, first mission will be tomorrow. Don't be late. As all of them, we have a sweat drop. Ask Kakashi to disappear while laughing. Well, that would be the end of this part. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please subscribe, turn on notifications, share it with your friends. Get this liked. Get this to 10 likes, like I said in the beginning, and I'll get part 3 done. This series will be finished. Don't worry. I will complete this series. He will fight Kaguya. I still need the ship for this series. Whew. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Also, there will be more what ifs. Like, never mind. I said it in the community post. We'll see ya.